The evening sky was painted in shades of rust and gold, the hum of factory machines echoing across the dusty roads of a small industrial town. For Maya Thompson, every sunset meant the same thing. Another long shift cleaning the floors of Grayson Steel Factory. She never complained. After her husband passed away in a construction accident, the factory job was all she had to support her 7-year-old son, Eli. Eli was quiet but full of life, always playing near the gate, his little hands holding the same broken toy truck his dad had given him before he died. That toy meant the world to him. But not everyone in the factory shared Maya's humble grace. Her supervisor, Rick Dalton, was a man with power and no heart. He yelled at workers, cut hours for fun, and laughed when people begged for overtime. To him, kindness was weakness, and Maya, with her soft voice and tired eyes, was an easy target. Cloud with Rain the Hook. They broke my toy and hit my mom. That Friday evening, as Maya stayed late cleaning up oil stains, Eli sat near the gate, humming softly, playing with his truck. A group of factory men, Rick among them, stumbled out of the break room, laughing, the smell of beer trailing behind them. They spotted Eli and sneered. "Well, if it isn't the cleaner's kid." One of them jeered.
Eli smiled politely. Miste.
"My mommy works here." Rick smirked and kicked at the dirt. "Yeah, your mommy scrubs our floors. Maybe she should teach you how to beg properly." Eli frowned and hugged his toy. "My mom's not a beggar. She's brave." That made Rick's temper flare. He snatched the toy from Eli's hand. "Brave? Then she won't mind if I fix your little truck for you." And with one cruel motion, he threw it to the ground, smashing it beneath his boot. The sound of cracking plastic echoed through the empty yard. Eli froze, tears welling up in his wide blue eyes. "No, no, please, my dad gave me that." Maya came running, panic in her voice. "Eli, what happened?" The sound of cracking plastic echoed through the empty yard. Eli froze, tears welling up in his wide blue eyes. "No, no, please, my dad gave me that." Maya came running, panic in her voice. "Eli, what happened?" Before she could finish, Rick shoved her backward. "Control your brat, Maya. He shouldn't be around grown men." Maya stumbled and hit the concrete floor, scraping her palms. That's when Eli screamed, voice shaking with fear and fury. "They broke my toy and hit my mom." The next few moments blurred in silence. Rick and his men laughed and walked off, leaving behind the crying boy and the mother clutching him tightly. But what they didn't notice was a pair of eyes watching from across the road. Eyes that burned with quiet rage. A group of bikers, led by a man with a leather jacket and a scar across his brow, had stopped for gas at the old station nearby. They'd seen everything. The leader, Axel Kane, was a name whispered with both fear and respect. He wasn't just a biker, he was a man with his own code of justice. He looked at the crying boy and then at his brothers. "Did that guy just hit a woman?" he asked quietly. His friend nodded. "And broke the kid's toy." Axel clenched his jaw. The roar of his bike filled the air. "Then it looks like we've got a factory to visit." As the engine started, the rumble grew louder. 10 bikes, headlights cutting through the dim light, tires biting into the dirt. The sound made everyone in the factory yard turn. Rick froze mid-laugh when he saw them approaching. A wall of chrome and leather, moving like thunder.
Maya shielded Eli, afraid.
But Axel stopped his bike beside them and took off his helmet. He knelt to the little boy's level and spoke softly. "Hey, buddy. You okay?" Eli wiped his tears. "They broke my toy, and they hurt my mom." Axel's eyes softened. "We'll fix that, kid. Both of it." Then he stood and turned toward Rick, his expression cold. The factory yard had gone silent. The bikers lined up, their engines idling like growling beasts. Rick sneered, pretending to be brave. "You got a problem, pal?" Axel stepped forward slowly. "Yeah," he said, his voice low and controlled. "You broke something that didn't belong to you, and you put your hands on a woman." Rick laughed. "She's just a janitor. And that brat's lucky I didn't." He didn't finish. Axel's fist landed clean across his jaw, dropping him like a sack of bricks. The other bikers didn't need words. They surrounded the men who'd laughed earlier, not to hurt them, but to make them see what fear felt like when pointed back at them. "Apologize," Axel growled, grabbing Rick by the collar. "Not to me. To them." Rick's pride cracked. Trembling, he looked at Maya.
I'm sorry.
Maya said nothing. She simply hugged Eli tighter. Axel turned to his men. "Now fix what you broke." One of the bikers walked to the smashed toy, picked up the pieces carefully, and handed them to Axel. He crouched near Eli again. "Can I borrow this for one night, kiddo?" he asked softly. "I've got someone who can fix it."
Eli sniffled.
"You can." Axel smiled. "I always keep my promises." Rainbow the next morning, a miracle in the mailbox. The next day, Maya opened her small apartment door to find a box sitting outside. Inside was Eli's toy truck, completely restored, shining like new. And there was more. A small note written in neat, strong handwriting. "Some toys can be fixed. Some wounds take longer. But both start with kindness."
Aka.
Tears filled Maya's eyes as she watched Eli jump with joy. "Mommy, it's fixed. Look." But that wasn't all. By the afternoon, she got a call from the factory owner himself. "Mrs. Thompson," he said, "we've received multiple complaints about Rick Dalton. He's been terminated. And I hear you're one of our most loyal workers. We'd like to offer you a new position, supervisor of maintenance." Maya covered her mouth, tears streaming down. "Thank you. Thank you so much." And though she didn't know it, Axel had been the one who sent the report, along with a generous anonymous donation to help single parents at the factory. Revolving hearts, a kindness that came full circle. Weeks later, Maya and Eli were walking through the park when they heard the familiar roar of engines. Eli's face lit up. "It's them, Mommy." Axel waved from his bike and stopped near them. "How's my little buddy?" Eli ran up, holding his shiny truck. "It works again." Axel chuckled. "Good. Keep it safe this time." Then Maya stepped forward, eyes shining. "I never got to thank you." "You don't have to," Axel replied softly. "You already did, when you got back up instead of breaking." For a moment, all three of them stood there in silence. A poor mother, a lost child, and a biker who'd carried the scars of his own broken past. Then Axel reached into his pocket and handed Eli a small patch, the insignia of his biker group. "Someday, when you're big enough," he said, "you wear this. It's not just for bikers. It's for people who protect others, even when it's hard." Eli grinned, clutching it tight. "I'll be brave like you." Axel smiled faintly. "Be kind, kid. That's even braver." As the bikes roared away into the horizon, Maya watched them go, her heart full of gratitude. That night, she whispered to Eli as he drifted to sleep, "Not all angels have wings, baby. Some ride motorcycles." Clapperboard, final CTA, faceless ending. Broken heart, a broken toy. A mother's tears, a biker's heart of gold. Red heart sometimes. Kindness doesn't come in gentle voices. It comes roaring down the road. Bell like. Share and subscribe if you believe that real strength lies in helping others. Speech balloon, tell us in the comments. Do you think one act of kindness can change an entire life?